Number 65 in the Radiance range is Mississippi Mermaid from 1969, directed by Francois Truffaut. This stars Jean-Pierre Belmondo and Catherine Deneuve. Belmondo plays a tobacco planter on a small island of Reunion, and he plays Louis, a character who is looking for love. There is nobody on the island with his sensibilities. He is reaching out. He's placed an advert looking for someone to come there and marry him, a little bit of correspondence, and he is waiting on Julie, the love of his life, whom he has never met, to arrive at the start of this movie.
J'ai voulu vous envoyer ma vraie photo et puis je n'ai plus osé. Et puis Berthe, ma sœur, m'a dit, lorsque monsieur Maid verra, il te pardonnera.
Votre sœur avait tout à fait raison.
When Julie turns up, it's not really the woman he was expecting, although she knows all about the correspondence, although she has reasons as to why the picture doesn't match. They begin a quick love affair into a marriage, and this is a wonderful sequence because everything is just screaming as, this isn't quite right. This woman who is almost perfect in every way, who knows every facet of Louis, just seems a little bit off. We see the way she acts round about this plantation, moving in shadows, sneaking around. This feels that there is just something wrong here. And we have Louis, a man who makes this connection, who has this solid foundation of a lifestyle. He had his heritage, he's got his plantation, his workers, his place in the community. He is well regarded, and everything is going to fall apart for the love of a woman. This is a man who is going to systematically dismantle his life for someone. And all the way through it, it gave me a strong feeling of unpleasantness. I knew what Louis was doing. I knew Louis was captivated by this character. He was besotted in love. He had made that connection. Even though it was poisonous to him, he was going to continually chase after that poison chalice.
C'est vous, Louis. Vous m'avez retrouvé.
Oui.
Now, I'm trying to stay as far away from the story as I possibly can because there are some nice twists and turns in it. In fact, we spend the first 20-30 minutes of this 2-hour movie in Reunion as we watch the character fall in love, to create this relationship, to get married, and it's done in such a very nice way. We don't focus on elongating these sequences. You get to see the highlights of their relationship, little stepping stones towards where they should be. And it's a great filming technique because you fill in the blanks with your mind. You kind of know how this story would pan out to get to a certain point. And you even know in certain sequences that become obvious where our character shouldn't be doing what he is doing and is making a grave mistake. When his wife completely disappears one day along with all the money in his bank account, this sends Louis on a spiralling journey hunting for the woman that ruined his life, looking to kill her, get revenge. And from then on, it becomes something far more surprising. I won't go into that because it's a large chunk of the movie, but I was really enamoured by the relationship between Julie and Louis in this one. I felt that the connection at the start, the connection that grows and is pulled and tested throughout, always feels fraudulent at some point. You know, it never quite feels as if it's an honest relationship. There is always that nature of lies in the background. Who's telling the truth? What is the ultimate decision to be made here? What is each party after?
Tu fais semblant d'être fâché, parce qu'en toi-même tu l'es pas. Tu fermes ton visage, et en même temps tu souris. Allez, montre-moi ton sourire.
And as the film goes on, it becomes a desperate race against time for a couple of our characters to survive this situation, which again, and passing over because I don't want to get into those sequences too much or the surprising nature of the story. But Mississippi Mermaid was one of those movies that just didn't sit right with me. It didn't sit right because of the nature of the story. I do not attune well to stories where people completely dismantle their lives on a whim because of compulsion, because of a sudden change, rather than the status quo that has held them so favourably for the rest of their life. This is a story about a man destroying his life. His heart is definitely overruling his head. Great performances, wonderful notions. It gets very twisted and turning, as you would expect, and lots of surprise here, which I just refuse to spoil for you. So let's dive into the extras and see what Mississippi Mermaid has to offer. Here we are in the disc for Mississippi Mermaid. Let's go to the special features. First up, we have an audio commentary by Glenn Kenny. Next, we have Francois Truffaut, which is 34 minutes 55 seconds. It's an archival interview from Belgian television where Truffaut discusses his approach to writing, directing and acting, originally broadcast on Cinescope in 1981. This is a really great interview. You're talking lots of different facets, particularly Truffaut's acting in the green room, and the thematic of obsession in his films. Next up, we have Jean Renoir, which is 6 minutes 1 second. It's an archival interview from French television. Jean Renoir talks about his admiration for Truffaut, originally broadcast on L'invito di Miaggi in 1969. Black and white, we have Truffaut and the interviewer talking about them visiting Renoir, and then we jump into the interview with Renoir, who is very complimentary and talking about how Truffaut was always meant to be a director. Next we have Jeanette Vincendoux. This is a newly filmed interview with French cinema expert Jeanette Vincendoux, where she discusses Mississippi Mermaid. She focuses on the connection between Jean Renoir and Cornell Woolrich, how they were the two biggest influences on the film, and a little bit about Belmondo and how he wasn't a particularly great for this role and how it kind of comes across in his performance. This is 17 minutes 58 seconds. In addition to this, there is a trailer and there is a booklet with 28 pages included in this one. There is William Irish's Slippers by Francis Truffaut from 1980, which is all about Cornell Woolrich's pseudonym of William Irish and about hard-boiled noir books. And then we have letters from Truffaut, which are quite interesting as well. And that's the extras for Mississippi Mermaid. There we have it. Mississippi Mermaid is out now. I would recommend it. It is a fun, interesting movie. The sensibilities of the main character does not align with myself. It didn't stop me from fully enjoying it. Just held me back a little bit. I love the twisting nature of the story, and I think it's definitely something worth checking out. The performances from Belmondo and Deneuve were absolutely fantastic, and they make a fun kind of couple. I'd love to know your thoughts on this one, so let me know in the comment box below whether you love it, hate it, or fall somewhere in the middle. As always, there is more content up here. You can see more of my stuff. In the description box below are links to Patreon, the membership program, and manvfilm.com, always in which you can support me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.